Hi everyone, hope you all are good. We are here for grade 9 math. You can find all the lessons on aplusstudents.com. You have to log in there using your email address and password is provided by the administrator. Then you have to select math from the subject tab. Scroll in math and then click on view lessons. So there you can find a list of the chapters. We're going to start with chapter probability. The lessons we're going to cover from the chapter are probability of independent and dependent events, permutations, counting principle, permutations and combination notation. So please make sure you have your notebook and pencil so that you can note down the important exam def as well. Let's just start with the first lesson, that is probability of independent and dependent events. So let's just start with the lesson. You spin the spinner twice. What is the probability of brown and brown? So whenever we're working on the spinners, they are always the independent events, right? So the two events, brown and brown, they are independent events, right? The first spin, the first spin do not affect the second spin, right? So you have two sections that are brown, the total are four, right? So the probability of brown for the first time is, right? And the probability of brown for the second time is also 2 by 4 because the events are independent. Now you need to calculate the probability of two events, that is probability of brown and brown. You have to multiply the probability of these two events. Probability of brown event is 2 by 4, then the probability of brown event is again 2 by 4. You need to multiply them. So that is 2 times 2 is 4 and 4 times 4 is 16. So that is 4 over 6. You have to convert it into percentage form. So 0, 5 or 20. Two events are independent if the outcome of the first event does not affect the outcome of the second event. Got it? Okay, so let's just start with the test questions. Pick a card at random. Without putting the first card back, you pick a second card at random. What is the probability of green and purple? So these two events are dependent events, right? Because for the first time you have three outcomes. and the second time you have two outcomes because you didn't put the card back, right? So the probability of green is 1 out of 3 because for the first time. The second time you have two cards. For the purple you have 1 over 2. So, so you have to do 1 by 2 times 1 by 3. So which is the correct option? That is 1 over 6. Option number 1 is the correct option. The correct option is 1 over 6. Option number 1 is the correct option. Got it? Okay, let's just move on to next example. Spinner won twice. What is the probability of brown and brown? So when we're working on the spinners, all the events related to the spinners are independent, right? So that is for the time the probability of brown is 2 by 4. You have two of the portions are brown out of the 4. Brown is 2 by 4. So the events are independent. 25%. The correct option is 25%. Option number 3 is the correct option. The correct option is 25%. Got it? You pick a card and at random, put it back, and then pick another card at random. What is the probability of prime and prime? Okay, so the first time is you pick a card so that they are the independent events because you put the first card back. Pick a card at random. So the ability of prime. Prime numbers are the numbers that can only be divisible themselves, right? So 2 and 3 are prime. So the probability is 2 out of 3. For the second time, you have again all 3 cards. So the probability is same 2 by 3. So you need to find that is 4 time over 9. Option number 1 is the correct option. The correct option is 4 by 9. Option number 1 is the correct option. You pick a marble at random. Without putting the first marble back, you pick the second marble at random. What is the probability of yellow and yellow? Okay, so you without putting means that the events are independent. The probability of yellow is for the two yellow out of 2 by 5. For the second time you without putting you didn't put the first marble back. Now you have 4 and 1 is yellow 1 by 4. You have to calculate the probability of yellow and yellow. So you have 1 over 10. The correct option is 1 by 10. So option number 1 is the correct option. Okay, you can complete the lesson by yourself later today. Let me just move on to next lesson. So if you need more help with any of the lesson, you can simply click on this live chat button. Got it? So you don't have to go to Skype. Simply have to click on this live chat button. Let's just start with the next lesson, that is permutations. Rita, Walter, Josie, and Preston are playing hide and seek and taking turn being it. In how many different orders could the children can take their turns being it? Okay, so you have total 4 childrens, right? You have to see the how many different orders can they take their turns. So you have to do 4 factorial, right? 4 factorial means 4 times, 3 times, 2 times 1. So the correct option is 24. That means there are 24 possible way they can do their turns, right? So the children could take their turn in 24 orders. So to find out how many different orders are possible, you always use a factorial. So a factorial is a whole number followed by an exclamation mark. To evaluate a factorial, you have to multiply all the whole numbers between 1 and the given number. Got it? This is basically the concept of calculating different possible orders. You have to calculate the factorial. Let's just start with the test questions. A grocery store place a row of candy at the checkout counter. If the cashier has one box each of four different types of candy, in how many different orders can the boxes of candy be arranged? So, which is the correct option? You have four different types of candies, right? You have to calculate how many orders they can be arranged. So, you need to calculate 4 factorial, right? And 4 factorial means you have to do 4 times, 3 times, 2 times 1. So, the correct option is. So the correct option is 24 because 4 factorial is 24. 4 factorial means you have to do 4 times, 3 times, 2 times 1. So 24 it is. Marlin is raising chicken in a backyard coop. If he is expecting 5 new chicks to hatch, and how many different orders can they hatch from their eggs? So which is the correct option? Yes, you have to evaluate 5 factorial, right? And 5 factorial is you have to do 5 times, 4 times, 3 times, 2 times 1. So that is 120. Option number 2 is the correct option. 5 factorial is 120. Okay, the next one is Emily gets to tie and dye a shirt at a summer camp. She wants to use white, green, purple, and yellow dye on her shirt. In how many different orders can she apply the different colors of dye? So the total colors she have are. That is 4 factorial is 24. So that means the total orders they have is 24. Option number 2 is the correct option. Maria is arranging cheeses in a row on a cheese board. The cheeses she has are Roquefort, Colby, and Minster. In how many different orders can Maria arrange them? So which is the correct option? Three options she have, right? So that means she can arrange in 3 factorial different orders. So 3 factorial is. That is 6 factorial. The correct option is 6. Okay, you can complete the lesson by yourself later today. Let me just move on to next lesson. The next lesson is counting principle. Let's just start with the next lesson. And craft station where 5 different activities, and the sports station where there are 4 different activities. How many different combinations of activities can a camper do? Now you have to find the total combinations, right? Let's just start with the test questions. When you have to multiply, right? You have to do 5 times 4, that is 20. Let's just start with the test questions. Is filling up a pencil case before school. There are three, that option is 18. The correct option is 3 times 6. So the correct option is 18. The correct option is 18. Option number 1 is the correct option. Kenji is making an ice cream sandwich. There are two types of sandwich cookies and three types of ice cream to choose from. How many different ice cream sandwiches can Kenji made using exactly one of each item? So which is the correct option? So the total different sandwiches she can make is very good. 2 times 3, the correct option is 6. Option number 1 is the correct option. Okay, the next one is Angel is buying a new set of is 20. Option number one is the correct option. Okay, you can complete the lesson by yourself later today. Let me just that is permutation and combination mutation. The first one is evaluate 4C4. Whenever you have C, that means you need to calculate the combinations, right? You have the combinations. So for the combination, you have this CR equals n factorial n minus r factorial, right? So in combination, order does not matter. If you have n objects and take r at a time, NCR is the number of combinations. And the permutation is if order does matter. If you have n objects and take r, NPR is the number of permutations. Let's just start with the test questions. You need to evaluate the permutations, right? So the how do we evaluate the permutations? The permutations is NPR equals n factorial divided by, right, factorial permutation. So n is n5 is n equals 5 and r equals 2. So 5, 4, 3 factorial divided factorial 20. Got it? So the correct option is 20. Okay, the next one is 7. You have to evaluate the combinations, right? So NCR is factorial divided by n minus r factorial and r factorial. 7, 5 factorial and 2 factorial, right? So you have to do 7, 6, 5 factorials, take 5 factorials times 2 factorial. 2 times 3 is 6 and 7 times 20 is 21. The correct option is 21. Option number 1 is the correct option. Evaluate. You have to evaluate 3P2. So which is the correct option? The correct option is 6. Option number 2 is the correct option. D, which is the correct option. Yes, 24 it is. The correct option is 24. Sorry. The correct option is 24. Okay, the next is 6C2, which is the correct option. The correct option is 15 it is. Okay, you can complete the lesson by yourself later today. So we were working on grade 9 math. The chapter we were working on is the lessons we have covered today are probability of independent and dependent events, permutations, counting principle, and permutations and counting notation. So please make sure before the next session you can complete all the practice questions for the lessons we just did. So if you need more help with any of the lesson, you can simply click on the live chat button and you can find tutor for there for to help you, right? So that's all for today. If you have any questions related to the lessons we have just finished, you can please ask. I'm here to answer all your questions and confusions if you have any.